Hello, fellow Voyagers. Jess here with Odyssey Human, here today to talk about create something out of nothing just using your words. Welcome to the channel. This is the place where we help you hack through the jungles of consciousness so that you can discover the hidden treasures inside of you. My friends, everything is there waiting for you. You have it all within you. It's all potential waiting for you to grab it and express it. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe. We'd love to have you on the channel. Today is a reminder of using our words in a forwards motion, not backwards motion. And what does that mean? I'm going to get deeper into that through the video. But typically, as we go through life, we tend to describe what's happening to us in the current reality, right? What we're seeing in the 3D, we talk about it with our friends. We're like, oh, what's going on with you? And we kind of describe it. And so we're in service to our own creations, and they're always, it's always ever us. Everything we experience is us. Talked about this before. We kind of serve these things that are, past or present. And what I'm saying is, in being a creator, if you want your words to carry more power, if you're ready to really create on a bigger scale, think about just being aware of using your language in a more forward direction. So what does that mean? It means if you're not out describing something in the ether that you want to transpire or you want to connect with or you want to happen or that's the outcome you want or that's what you see, then you're not quite tapping your own power. That's what I'm trying to say. Think about the best motivational speeches you've ever heard, right? They're visionary. What the speaker does is they create a postcard with their words. And they say, I wish you were here. I wish you were here. And in hearing them describe and listening to them, we want to come along. We get inspired to come along and we want to go on that journey to get to that place, right? And it's a vision. It may not be something that exists yet. It may not, it's just really a lot of the times a concept of like, this is what I see. This is my vision. Join me in this. The power of words, the power of language really is in giving birth to concepts. Right? We use language to define the concept of something, of the meaning of it, to give it shape, to make it more tangible, right? We literally, concepts, the potential for something, the potential for an outcome, they all exist, right? In the kind of quantum field of possibilities, right? That this is what I think we draw from as manifestors and through our experiences. And so when we start to describe something, we're describing the concept of it, right? It hasn't maybe hit 3D reality yet. We're locating the concept of it, feeling out the right words to describe it. Because you can feel when you're describing something, you want it, especially when you're creating something, you want to hit it in exactly with the right language. And you can feel your way into the right language of like, yeah, I would describe it like this and not this. Ooh, that's a better word. Ooh, this, and you can sense it, and you're actually calibrating to the perfect concept. And as you calibrate to that concept, you give more and more reality to it because you're talking about it, you're, sharing it with people, you are working it out in your own head. You're actually working the concept out and finally tuning to the one that you are looking for and that ultimately is your desired outcome. Let me give you an example. I'm planning a huge event right now, and this is an inaugural event, so it's never been done before. So in describing the event to others and picking the words of, well, what is this event? I've locked into this concept of this event and what it means and what it signifies. What is the character of it? What is the feeling of it? And words, I'm capturing all that in words. That's really all I have, right? Because it's going to happen. It hasn't quite happened yet. But I'm tuning myself to this is where frequency, when people talk about tune yourself to the frequency of it, it's really like the feeling tone of something, how you describe it in words, and your vision of it, and so that is what I'm crafting. And it's amazing rallying other people and getting them on board for this event that hasn't happened yet, just using words. And again, this is what we all can be doing every day. And we do this with ourselves. Let's turn it inward. It's not just what we're, how we're describing, oh, so this is going to happen to me. This is what I see. We're doing this internally. We start to simulate as the person who has it. That was often a concept that was hard for me to grasp, be the person that has it. Really is be in service to your desired outcome. And then as you do that, just like, let's take my event planning experience. I'm talking about it. I'm making promotional materials. I am in service to this concept that hasn't even happened. Like, it's completely in my imagination. I don't think we often let ourselves, the sticking point is allowing ourselves to do this with whatever our desire is. Sometimes we think that our goals are audacious compared to our current reality, like being a millionaire right now, or being in a loving relationship right now and the person is there, it's just you, or whatever you think your goal is. We don't allow ourselves to do this, to simulate as that person. And that is the only shift we need to make. And our language, communication is everything to how we internally communicate with ourselves, the thoughts that we have, the language that we're using inside of ourselves, helps to shape that as well and helps us to get there. We get there. We talk ourselves in and out of things using language. Again, that's our thought stream, right? Our thought stream directs us towards and away from certain things. And we can effectively talk ourselves in and out of our own dreams and goals and aspirations and visions, or downplay them, or, just with how we're communicating with ourselves. And I just this is a reminder, all this, but just a reminder of, reality really is in these concepts, and it doesn't have to feel so unreachable. A lot of these things we talk about in manifesting sometimes are very abstract, are very, conceptual. But that is the whole point. The point that we can kind of grasp in a practical way is that your words create something out of nothing. They really do. And the opportunity that we have on a moment by moment basis to be in service either to the things like the old dead creations that we're just describing them, we're either in service to that, or we're out there in the quantum potential, connecting with concepts of things of how we want them to be and how we envision them to be. And that is really where our power is with language. I mean, that concepts like this are really, when you look at history, when you look at how anything gets done, how anything gets invented, this is it. Someone powerfully connected with a concept that was in the field that they just locked into and kept talking about and kept working on and kept speaking this thing into reality. And then it was, and then it was, and then the next step, and then it gains momentum. It gains momentum. And don't be afraid to do that with your own desires. If you're not talking about them regularly, I'm not a fan of the advice to, keep quiet about the things that you want. Because if you hear others' doubts, they become your own. But I really think like the things that we can generally talk about of like, when I'm married, when this event happens, when I see this happening, and this is, I think we really should verbalize them, not only to ourselves, but, talk about them to others, because that is what moves us from, into being a visionary and a one that actually brings things to fruition. So, yeah, instead of being service to the things that, are already done, finished, and then perpetuating cycles of kind of inactive they're active. We keep them active by talking about them, of what happened, problems, issues, things that we don't want to fixate on, but we tend to because we feel like we need to talk about them to solve them. Use your language in the most powerful way possible. That's my public safety announcement today. You can do this. Bring forth what you want using your language, because language is literally how we connect with a concept, and concepts change not only your reality, but everybody else's. Concepts change the world, right? Have you ever heard the thing that people can die, but ideas don't? It's the same thing. Like, really powerful concepts perpetuate into infinity. So let me know what you thought. If you need any assistance with your manifesting, I have coaching options below. Also, if you want to submit a success story for a potential feature on the channel, I would love to receive your email. Details in the box below. And I also have a free resiliency tool. If you haven't checked that out, I would highly recommend that as well. This is how I got started on my manifesting emotional mastery journey, and I know it will be very helpful to you too. So grab all those things in the description box. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye.